What's up everyone out there, welcome back to the channel. CHILLSCISSORS here, and welcome back where we have secured our copy of the Resident Evil 4 Remake Collector's Edition. This has been a Hunger Games style launch for the Resident Evil 4 community, where it's just been a bumpy ride, but lo and behold, we have our hands on it and would like to share with the community, unbox this bad boy. Is it worth it? Pricing, availability, ups, downs, in betweens of the contents of this collector's edition. As you can see, it is a big boy, so stay tuned for that. Furthermore, if you haven't done so already, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel, guys. We regularly and routinely put out Resident Evil content, as well as all things gaming and collecting. And make sure that you smash that like button so hard it turns blue. Help boost me up the YouTube algorithm to reach out to fellow RE fans just like you. Without further ado, let's jump into this, and I'm so excited. Let's check it out. Alright, Resident Evil 4 Remake Collector's Edition. Let's go ahead and start unboxing this bad boy. We got a lot to unpackage here. So first of all, let's go ahead and slip this slip cover out. Without damaging anything. Gonna slide this to the side here. So over the front of the box, you got obviously Resident Evil 4 Collector's Edition. This is specifically the Xbox Series X version. Kind of a letdown. The previous boxes had the green that went all the way across to keep it cohesive, but this is the new Series X theme that they have going on. So this one appears to be like one of the boxes from in-game. Over the top of the box itself, you kind of have like the your gun case kind of design, and then over the back you have your contents, which this is the same graph that's going to be displayed on the back side of your original game. So it's kind of copy and paste there. So contents of this, it comes with the displayable box, which is the item that we'll get into in a moment. And then we have, of course, the main reason a lot of people go for these collector's editions, which is the statue itself of young Leon S. Kennedy. We have the map of the village with some DLC content, a copy of the game physically, and then a steelbook, which is awesome that they included both. That way you don't, as a collector, have to go out and get the other one. You have a digital soundtrack, art book, content information over here, and yeah, so this one actually came with more than the previous editions at, you know, a better price. So that's the box in its entirety. Kind of blank on the bottom there, just has kind of a part number. And then we have the displayable box here, which is the gun case, some kind of vibes kind of going over the box. Nothing too crazy, you know, kind of has that worn, rugged feel, texture to it. This side up, and then the bottom just blank once again. Top side is going to be just like a box. So this, real quick, is a obviously a collector's edition that was GameStop exclusive. There's much things that you could say about GameStop, but they do have some pretty awesome collector's editions that they come out with from time to time. This was the original Resident Evil 4 collector's edition, and you can see right there, GameStop special edition for the Resident Evil 4. Capcom, this was their version of the collector's edition many years ago, and you know, its contents, you can look up separate videos on that, what have you, but you know, it's got the art book, lithograph, it's got a copy of the game, etc., and so on. So I thought that would be really cool to kind of show a testament from where we have been to the new revitalized remake for the collector's edition there. And then of course we'll be doing some size comparisons to the Resident Evil 2 collector's edition side by side to kind of see, you know, what the similarities or differences are there. And let's go ahead and pop out our Krauser knife and go ahead and break the seal. Listen to that. There it is. The seal has been broken. Let's go ahead and cut into this without damaging anything. There we go. There we go. Need more tape. Nothing over there. All right. There we go. Boom. First off, you'll see that we're greeted with a sealed copy of Resident Evil 4. Appears to be the same standard case art, excluding this one is a not for resale version of the game. So kind of get a glimpse there. Resident Evil 4, standard version of the game. This one technically is a deluxe because it comes with the deluxe DLC content. But next thing up we have the soundtrack to the game. Try to keep that DLC content covered. And then this, I was super pumped about them actually having a steelbook that came with the game and not sold separately like some of the previous collector's edition. Resident Evil 4. Got some pretty cool case art back there. Go ahead and remove this. And then we have a map of the village portion of the game. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to break this open for you. Get a really good look at that. It is a paper material. It is not cloth. So it would have been cool, you know, at this price point to get an actual cloth map, but I love these whenever they add this type of stuff and content to it. This one, I am a super big sucker for art books. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way so we can display some of the contents thus far. We're going to remove this. And then that is the statue itself, which we will divulge into momentarily. All right, let's kind of review. We got the art book, very big, paperback, hard. You know, it's not just like a comic. It does feel quite small, but we can go over some of the art here. Spoiler alert. You know, some of this may be spoilers, considered as spoilers, but just amazing, amazing box art or artwork. Some of this is a lot of the, or some of the old school art style. Kind of skim through a little bit. Very cool stuff. This is the front. It's kind of got an embroidered emblem here. Back, blank. So yeah, art book. So awesome. Doesn't say anything over the spine. Unfortunately, I like if I set these up on the shelf, for them to actually show some content on the side. So far we got the map, the steelbook. Leave in the comments below who you think did it better, right? They do have a steelbook version of this on the PlayStation 2 though, which is pretty cool. But steelbook, digital soundtrack for the game, physical copy of the not for resale version of Resident Evil 4. Now, we got our Leon S. Kennedy Resident Evil 4 statue. Box is just like all the other ones. Just plain Jane black. You know, it's got, if you wanted to, you could display these. That would take up a lot of room for not a lot of content. I probably won't be displaying this. This will probably be setting the box itself inside the collector's edition for safekeeping. Go ahead and try to remove the back of this. All right, I love that smell. I love the smell of, you know, a newly painted collectible. So this excites me, gets me pumped. A couple of taped spots I can clear up. Let's see if that frees this up. Yep. And simply remove that. I can already tell this is a better sculpt than the RE2 remastered for sure. So let's go ahead and pull out some of our accessories. You have the shotgun. And then on the back side of this, we can go ahead and free this up. A little bit more tape to go. Okay. Barn door that open. And we have the base. There is one more item in this, which is a pistol. So we'll set this aside and see what all this comes with here. So we'll start off with the base. Okay, cool. So it does have some texture to it. So just like the other ones, we have you know, Leon S. Kennedy over the front. Really shiny. Got that gold plate, and then on the top of it, it actually has some foliage. It looks like maybe like a creepy tree. A lot of the introduction to the game and earlier on is a lot of this style, you know, trees and foliage. So it's cool that they added it nonetheless, you know, to put in there. These bases could be done, in my personal opinion, a lot better. You know, if they did something less generic and gone with more like foliage or like actual earth tone base, I think that would have been really cool. But just to have this period is really cool, because they didn't have to do collector's edition for all of these, you know, but they did, and I'm glad they have thus far. So here's the base. We got a couple accessories here. This is our shotgun. We'll go ahead and remove the plastic covering. So Get kind of a good shot of that. Pretty detailed shotgun from in-game. I actually really enjoy this shotgun. It's not until you get the access to the riot that you really change things up, but this thing is a powerhouse. And then we have the handgun, which is just simply holstered. There's no, like, you know, different arm attachments or anything like that. This will simply, I'm assuming, be holstered. And then the piece de resistance, we have the Leon S. Kennedy Resident Evil 4 Remake Collector's Edition statue. He's a lot heavier right off the bat than the entire statue to the Resident Evil 2, which we'll be doing again a side-by-side comparison. Resident Evil 2 statue is very, in my opinion, generic considered, or like in comparison to this statue. He is a beast. Look at him, he's very detailed. He's got multi-textures throughout, but let's go ahead and get him set up. Right here is his holster, so you can simply holster his sidearm right there. Very cool. And then he has his shotgun, so let's go ahead and attempt to put this the way it should be displayed. Just a little bit difficult to do. I don't want to damage anything. One of his hands, no, his hand's non-detachable. This is very difficult to get the shotgun into his actual hand. Very strange. Didn't come with any instructions. So let's go ahead and just set it up like this. There we go. We got it. That's the way. Took a little bit of finesse, but we got him set up. Let's go ahead and dock him. And then we can talk about it. There we go. Make sure he's good and secured in there. Alright, so here he is. Leon S. Kennedy Resident Evil 4 Collector's Edition statue. He's hefty. He's I would almost say that he's maybe a different material, maybe more resin, but he's very heavy. So let's do a kind of a side-by-side comparison from the Resident Evil 4, where he's a little bit more matured, and then we have the Leon S. Kennedy Resident Evil 2. Side-by-side comparison versus height. This one is much taller. This is significantly taller. I don't know if you can see that in the actual presentation that we have here, but he's significantly taller. And then they both have different bases. This one obviously has the police badge. He's hosting the pistol in a more Leon style pose with him holding his gun up and sporting the flashlight, whereas this one is the iconic, you know, felt jacket. Yeah, significantly heavier. I don't know if it has to do with the height of him, but he's sporting a shotgun with a sidearm here, but I don't know why it's so different with the height. You would think those would be on the same scale, but maybe he's older, maybe he's gotten significantly taller, and they're basing it off of that. But between the two, this one is a lot more detailed, a lot more heavy, a lot more husky. So that's kind of a side-by-side comparison. They look awesome up on the game room shelf for sure. But we are moving on to the up to close detailing. So we'll go and remove his base, see if we can get a close-up view of our main action hero here. They have done a wonderful job with the sculpt. In person, this just looks phenomenal. I know it can be quite difficult to see through the lens, but he is absolutely awesome. Now, they've left a lot to be desired for this price point. I was hoping for a different version or different style of collector's edition specifically for RE4, because this one is the big one. This one is Resident Evil 4 we're talking about here. I had hoped they would have him in an action shot or an action pose, fending off, you know, the chainsaw assailant or one of the main characters. But again, they don't have to do these collector's editions. They're doing it to tailor to, you know, the fans, which I really appreciate. And this one to me again was the big one. So overall, let's look at base price. We're looking at, you know, I think after everything was done, it was like $276 somewhere there. So this isn't cheap. You know, taxes and things may differ from wherever you had ordered it from. But for me, with taxes and everything, it was like $276. So this is not a cheap collector's edition. So comparing it to what we had gotten in the previous versions of the game, like Resident Evil 3 Remake, you know, we got the standard version of the game, no steelbook. I believe it was that one that did not come with a steelbook. So that one I actually had to go out of my way to purchase the Resident Evil 3 Remake steelbook separately, which, who wants to do that? Who wants to go out after spending nearly $300 on a game to get something that should have been included to begin with? So that rubbed me wrong. So this one actually came with a physical copy of the game, not a digital, which is really cool. And then included the steelbook. So this was a bonus to begin with, but it also came with the map and a physical huge art book, which is pretty cool. So overall, I think that given what they've done in the past, this one financially it does support, you know, more content per price point. So the collector's edition box, it left a little bit more to be desired for the box itself to be displayed. You know, it has that gun case. You know, it could be a lot more colors, a lot more action shots. You know, they have a lot to go off of. So with that said, I think that leaves a little bit more to be desired for the box art itself, because I like to display these. I'm definitely proud to have all of the collector's edition for the remakes thus far. But that's the video. Overall, I think, you know, if you're an RE fan and you're one of the lucky few to be able to survive the RE remake gauntlet to get your hands on one of these, then enjoy it. You know, this is a guilt-free pleasure for me. I'm all in for Resident Evil, but whenever it comes to RE4, then this one took the cake for me. I was so excited and still am to this day. We have secured our copy, you know, 4 or 5 days pre-launch, so we've already beat it. It is 100%, you know, on par for my game of the year. And we got a lot of good stuff coming out this year, so that says a lot. So that's the video, guys. Thank you all for tuning in for the unboxing of the Resident Evil 4 Remake Collector's Edition. It's so happy and humble to be able to add this one to the game room shelf and for years to come. And this one particularly was not a smooth purchase. You know, a lot of people got disappointed for the GameStop in-store pre-orders being canceled, so hopefully there's something that they can do, you know, in the future for that situation to rectify it. And hopefully every one of you that were willing to pay the heavy price for this are able to obtain one. You deserve it. But overall, I think that they've done a wonderful job, considering this is the same price point as all the other collector's editions that's come out from RE2, 3, and Village. But this one actually comes with more content. So with that said, I think that this one stacks up with on the better half of the spectrum, but it's got my recommendation sticker on it. I want to, you know, support them through and through for what they have done with one of my all-time favorite gaming franchises and one of my all-time favorite games. So with that said, thank you all for tuning in and liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll be playing through this, and stay tuned for further RE content to come. Till next time, ladies and gents, peace.